Hey, you guys, today is Wednesday, December 6th, and we are jumping in today for an amazing team training. I am really excited to get this one kicked off. You have to pardon the glasses today and the ratchet hair and stuff. It's just been one of those days, and my left eye is like itching me like crazy, so no contacts today. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and screen share because we are going to just jump right into this. There's so much awesome information that I want to share with you guys. So let me get some screen sharing going on over here. Perfect. Hopefully everyone can see that. Like I said, we are jumping right in, and I'm gonna keep it super real with you guys. Gosh, this is like so bright, it's like blinding me. Anyway, so I'm gonna keep it really, really real with you guys. I know that y'all came in here and you were thinking that I'm gonna give you like this step by step, like here are the tools to like grow your income like off the roof if you do X, Y, and Z. And I know you were thinking that, but I'm going to keep it really real with you right now. And I'm just going to say this business does not happen overnight, and it doesn't happen super fast. Like it can, but you have to build that solid foundation. And that is literally what I'm going to be going over with you tonight. Because if you want to have income growth, explosion, a transformed business for 2018, these things that I'm going to be going over is exactly what you have to do. It is the exact mindset. It is the exact steps. It is the to-do list. It is everything that you have to do in this business. The way I like to think of this business is, and the way I like to think of everything is in a path. Okay. And I'm just one of those people that I'm super goal oriented. I'm like that with my parenting, with my marriage, with my business, with everything. Like I just have these goals and I have to have a path that I am following. And I like making a way for myself, if that makes sense. Like I said this, I think on the last team call, but to be a leader, to take on that leadership role, you have to be the one with the machete going into the jungle first and chopping down those fucking vines. Like that's the type of leader that you have to be to have like that elite status, that top 10 status, to be in the millionaires clubs, be making a 6 and 7 figure income. You have got to have that type of mentality. And I don't like having like an established, like I don't like not having an established path to follow or established ground to get to my goals. Like I need to know what direction I'm going. So I am really going to break it down for you. And for me in this business to get to where I am today, my ground, my path is 1, the foundation, 2, the decision, 3, the leadership, and 4th, the income. And I'm going to dive into each one of these. Like this isn't something that I just woke up and I said, this is my path. This is what I'm going to do. Like I had to learn and grow. Like I don't believe that being a leader is something you're born with. I believe that being a leader is something that you have to develop, that you have to grow upon. And it's something that I had to do. Like I didn't take this business seriously like the first 8 or 9 months. And like even the first 12 months, I still didn't take it that seriously because I didn't even know what Success Club was. I didn't know how to hit it. I didn't know what any of that meant. So I had to learn. I had to grow. I had to grab a hold of every tool, every training. And like when you're grinding, sometimes you have to backtrack. And this is what I'm going to be sharing with you. I had to backtrack to know what I did to succeed. So that's what I had to do to put this training together, was completely backtrack. And so I could give you that step-by-step process on how to have a killer explosion like growth in your business. All right. So, and this might be super annoying, but this is the foundation. This is the most important thing that you have, okay? Like, if you don't like social media and if you don't like establishing real, raw relationships with people, like, I hate to tell it to you, but like, you're in the wrong business. Like, the foundation of what we do is on social media. It's creating relationships with people and being vulnerable. Like, it's the power that we have as a coach. Like, it's the power of what we do. Our vulnerability and our rawness is what sells. Okay. It's not the products that sell. We all know that. Like, coaches that are getting into this 2 years ago have far surpassed me. So it's not about when you get in. It's not about who you know. Like, it's about getting in and being real, raw, and vulnerable and putting yourself out there, because that's what's going to attract people to you. Like, you are sharing who you are. You're not like duplicating someone else. Like, you're just being yourself. You're putting yourself out there, and like, that's why it's so important that you have a transformation, that you're being a product of the product, because you've got to put it out there for people to see. You've got to be willing to share that story with people. There are so many steps to get to a rock star team. And if you aren't showing up and you're not building that trusting foundation, like, people aren't going to buy into what you do, and they're not going to want a piece of it. That's why it's so important that you're just showing up. And the way that I found that works best, I feel like my video is in the way. I'm going to make it like, can I make it smaller? So annoying. I hate this little video. Hopefully it's not blocking anything. But anyway, what I found that works best is the personal and the business development. And I didn't know what being a leader meant. Just like I told you, I don't think people are just born being a leader. I think it's a talent and it's a skill that's developed over time. But I knew that once I got into this and I started taking it seriously, like, I had to decide to establish that leadership role. Like, I needed to be empowered, and I needed to establish how to be an entrepreneur. I had to draw a line in the sand, like, literally draw a line in the sand and bust my ass. Like, I had to listen to personal development every single day to fill my cup, to let me know that I had to be possible. Like, you know, it's crazy because there, like, for the first year, literally the first 9 months, like 8 or 9 months, like, I almost quit coaching. Like, I think I even like printed out the document to quit, because I'm like, look, Janelle is up my ass about something. I need to be doing these team calls. I need to be doing all these things. I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know if this is me. I don't like social media. Like, I had to get my shit together, draw a line in the sand, and I had to start acting like a 6 and 7 figure coach. Like, we forget that with each failure, like, we're learning a lesson to find success. And that is exactly what I had to do. I failed miserably in the beginning as in my business. And like, I had to find that breaking point to find success. And like that, this business becomes so much more easy and fluid once you find and once you establish that breaking point. Like, and you've got to find that point where you're just running with this. And it comes with failures. This business is just going to come with failures. It's going to come with mistakes. It's going to come with falling down. Like, I had to fall and fail over and over and over again. And I used to be that little girl that was completely scared to put myself out there, completely scared to get on social media, completely scared to send invites and add friends and to talk to people out of the blue. Like, I was scared to death to do that. Like, I'm an introvert. I don't know what that means, but I knew that I had to get real with myself. I had to accept the failures to get to the success. And like, you've got to think of those opportunities as learning curves. Like, don't be afraid of failure. Those failures shape you because it takes so much courage. It takes so much courage to reach out to new people and to start conversations. It takes so much courage to invite people to a challenge group or to invite to a coach sneak peek. But remember, yeah, every failure hurts. And once you learn to overcome that hump, the faster you're going to succeed. But most importantly, you got to get consistent with all of these. Like, the more you are consistent, the faster you're going to grow. And that like raw part of your business is going to be crazy off the hook. But you've got to go through the foundation of getting on social media, building those relationships, doing your personal and business development, like leaning into the failures so that you can see true success. And yeah, it takes courage. You have to be brave in yourself and how you speak. You've got to be confident in the way that you speak. It's crazy. Like me and you can be sharing the same exact story and be using the same exact script. But if I have confidence and you don't, someone's going to be willing to sign up with me faster than they would be willing to sign up with you. And that comes from practice, from doing it every single day, from the consistency of showing up every single day in my business. And that's what it takes. I go back and I look at my old post and like my old messages, and I literally want to hide because it's embarrassing. But you know what? I had to go through that. I had to go through those failures and like those really embarrassing moments in my business to get to where I'm at. All business owners go through it. It's not just multi-level marketing and network marketing businesses. Those people that start businesses for $250,000 and $500,000, like they face way more embarrassing moments with a lot more overhead and a lot more into it. And they don't see half the success that we see through this business that cost $160 to sign up. All right. Next slide is the decision. The decision, I hate to tell it to you, but the decision is not the day that you signed up and bought your challenge pack and decided to become a coach. Like, it's really not. The decision is the day that you decided to make this business an actual business and not a hobby. So I'm going to break this completely down for you. Like, for me in the beginning, like, was trust versus skepticism. And I didn't think I had this ability because I had so many hesitations whenever I first became a coach. Like, I had to learn to trust the process like many of you do. Like, I had to learn to trust myself. I had to learn to establish that side of my business. And the more hesitations that I had, the more I was holding myself back. So you need to think about that. Are you having hesitations? And if you are, you need to identify those. And then you need to decide, are you going to hold on to those hesitations? Are you going to hold on to that skepticism that you might be having? Or are you going to move forward? Like, it was necessary for me to let go of the fact that I had these fears and in this what if mentality of like, what if I fail? What if I don't become successful? What if I never go anywhere with this? Like, I had to let that go because the more I thought about it, the more I manifested it, the more I held myself back. Goals versus non-negotiables. Like, you can tell me your goals over and over and over again. And goal setting is amazing. It's a process you must go through as a coach. And it's good that you set them. But like, here's the deal. You can set these goals, but they've got to be set with a target. And you have got to take this business seriously. Like, you either don't, or you either do it or you don't do it. Okay. Because if it's important to you, you're going to do it. If you want the money, if you want the income of a successful coach, you want to be a 6 and 7 figure income earner, then you've got to treat this like a business. Like, a hobby is something that you go in and out of and you kind of go up and down. And it's like, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to invite. I'm not going to invite. I'm going to post on my social media. I'm not going to post on my social media. I'm going to add friends to my network. I'm not going to add friends to my network. And that just shows that you're flaky and that it's a hobby. Like, you have got to have passion in this. But if you don't put forth the effort, it's a hobby. And for me, this business is more than a hobby. It has to be more for me. It is more important to me than a hobby. And like, I needed, for me, when I started taking this seriously, and I know I keep relating this back to my story, but it's because I know so many of you might be thinking the same thing. Like, I had to have the mentality of my back is against the wall and I have no other fucking choice. And that's what I thought. And that's what I had to go through to start taking this seriously. Like, if I want to be a business owner, I better show up and be a business owner. What are the top coaches doing? What are their daily activities? And that's what I started doing. I went from setting goals to making non-negotiable goals that I use every single day. I've got daily non-negotiables that, like, I don't go to bed until they happen. Like, it's like that. Like, I had the worst migraine and was puking a couple of weeks ago. And like, I was still on my phone, like adding people to my network. Like, that was like where I'm at in this business. It is a non-negotiable for me because it's that important. All right. Next up is a must versus hope. Like, I don't hope to succeed. I will succeed. And it's important to me. My back is against the wall, and I don't want to go 5 to 10 years from now and say, I hope this happens. Like, that will never be something. It has to be a must. I have to fail, and I have to learn from it, and I have to grow from it. Like, my failures are my lessons, and I'm thankful for them. And I have a heart of gratitude when it comes to this business. Like, if you have a heart of resentment because you failed and someone told you no, you are going to have a hard time moving forward. You've got to have a heart of gratitude when it comes to this, because you've got to be thinking, okay, this isn't working for me. What can I do next that will work for me? Because those failures, they're going to give you that golden ticket at the end. That's where you're going to grow. That's where you're going to learn. And then, are you building the life of your dreams, or are you living it? Because if you're just living a life and building a life are two different things. It's not the same thing. Like, if you want a big, grand, amazing life, you have to build it, because you will wish you had built stronger, harder, and faster 5 or 10 years down the road. Like, you've got to make that mental shift, and you have to make it something you can run with. You've got to make this business something that you can run with. Like, this isn't just about you. It's about the people around you that you can touch. It's about those people around you that you can help them change their lives, and that you're doing this in this business an injustice by going in half-assed. Like, don't treat this like it's nothing. Don't treat it like it's a hobby. Like, you're doing it injustice. You're not spreading the word. You're not helping. Like, you're not living with passion. You're not living with purpose if you're not just diving all into this. So I really encourage you to start building your life. Like, hey, I can help these people, or I can sit there and watch them stay unhealthy. Like, what do you want to do? Like, you have this freaking gift, and don't you want to encourage people to be able to, like, come home and, like, hold their kids every single day and lift their kids up every single day? And, like, don't you want them to be able to take the stairs and not run out of breath and be able to run around in the backyard with them? Like, this needs to, like, click. This has to be a mental click for you. And for the people that you're leading, like, it's really that important, you guys. Like, we have a gift. We have a solution. Start utilizing it. Allow Beachbody to be your vessel to speak your voice. Next up is the leadership stuff. And, like, I know that we've talked about the foundation and we've laid that foundation down. You have to establish a really good thought process, and you want a go-getter team just like you, right? Like, you want a team of people that are just like you. And it comes down to leadership. Like, it comes with leadership. The income comes after the leadership role. So that's why income is the very last one that I have on here, because you have to lead by example. You can lead and engage in everything, you guys, but if you're not growing in front of your team, people will think that you're not real, and they're going to become skeptical of you. Like, the biggest part in leadership is you have to grow. You've got to grow fast and heavier than anyone out there. You've got to be willing to put that foot forward and just start growing. Just start going for it. Like, build that hype. Celebrate. Even the smallest things are worth celebrating. Leading by example is great, but people want to be inspired. People want to hear the success. They want to hear the success in your challenge groups. They want to hear about the success on your team. And you've got to lead with confidence and all of that. You got to lead with confidence, and you've got to lead with expectation. Like confidence that this business can change your freaking life, because it will if you allow it to. Like that's what it comes down to. Are you going to allow this business to change your life? Are you going to allow this business to give you the freedom that you so badly want? But what is the excuse? What is the mind? What is that voice in your head that's telling you you're not worth it? You got to get rid of that shit, because it's not real. People can read through the bullshit, and how you speak about this and how you speak about this business and how you speak about your team and the products and the progression. Like you've got to be speaking about all of the things that this business can do. It's all encompassing. These things are like flying in my face the more excited I get. Leading with confidence and leading with expectation that when people say they're going to treat this like a business, that they really freaking treat this like a business, like that they show up. So when people say they want you to take them seriously, you expect them to do it. You expect them to show up, because next month is not okay. And that's how I feel about it. Like, whenever I hear, next month I'll dive into this, like, I just think to myself, like, that's not okay. There's expectation around this. You told me some goals. You told me what you wanted to achieve. Let me help you. But you've got to show up today. There's expectations around it, because if you treat your colleagues with those expectations and feel like they're telling you, I don't know how to do this, like, or you're thinking, I don't know, like, there's so many circumstances, but like, think about this. If you are in your head right now and you're saying, I don't know how to do this, I don't know what I should be doing, are you going to wait until next month? No. What you should be doing is, what would my upline do? What would a top coach do? What would an elite coach do? And then you get on Google and you get on YouTube and you figure it out. You figure it out, because that is what a leader does. And when you're a leader, income follows. But you got to show up with a leader, and you've got to have those expectations. Like, you got to reiterate that feeling and that sense of leadership to your own team. Like, I literally reevaluate myself and my business and where I'm at almost every single day, if not every single week. Like, I want my team to do the same thing, where they just keep doing the same things that I'm doing that's leading them to success. And you know what? Because I've laid this foundation and I have these tools for you to be using, you should be able to grow bigger and faster than I've ever been able to grow. Like, you can sense when someone leads. You can sense when you have signed up this rock star and they are ready to lead, because they are hitting all of these tactics, you guys. They're hitting every single one of these points. So go back and understand each one of these and like study them and figure out how you can start hitting them as well. Like, all of these points are seriously what will build your income. You've got to lay that foundation. You need to look at this business as a path, and that you've got to go through these steps. You got to go and you got to hit these milestones before you're going to see the income. All right. And of course, last but not least, the income. And I know you're most interested about the income, but if you can't build a team, a solid team, you can't build an income. Like, if you want to be in the Millionaires Club before you have 50 plus coaches on your team, like, or before you're 2-star diamond, or like you're only income driven, like, your business is going to suffer. And I'm trying to keep that really real with you, because by helping others and helping them grow, like, you have to be driven by the little things that are in front of you every single day. Like, and I don't want to just start talking about like the strategies, because it doesn't matter if you aren't doing the first 3 things. Like, and I'm just trying to keep it real with you guys. Like, it doesn't matter if I start talking strategies on like how you can be helping others and those little things that you should be focusing on, if you aren't doing the foundation, the decision, and the leadership. Like, it doesn't matter. Your income will never be substantial if you like didn't give a shit and like you didn't have a reason behind any of this. Like, you won't have a stable income without laying that foundation, you guys. And this isn't something that comes overnight. Like, if you're income driven, your business is going to fail. And there's a reason that this is the very last step, because once you have built and you have established and you're treating this like a business and you're a byproduct of what you do, like I can't even, like, it's so hard for me to explain, because I want you to understand, like, how I have built a substantial income is because I show up. I show the freak up and I lay that foundation, and I'm on my social media, and I made that decision to put my back against the wall. And like, you have to understand, like, the foundation of this business, like, I think I'm at a loss for words, because it's like that leadership has to come. Like, I don't think about the income. Like, whenever I'm working this business, like, I'm not thinking about the income or the growth or the end result or anything like that. Like, I'm thinking about helping more and more people. Like, and I'm thinking about what this business can do in the long run. I like to establish ranks in the long run. I like to feel important. And those are things that drive me. So I focus on what I can control. And it shouldn't, and income shouldn't be what you're focusing on, because you can't control that right now. You have got to focus on what you can control. And the only thing that you can control is the foundation and the decision and the leadership. Those are the only things that you can control. So you have to take that by the reins, and you literally just have to run with that, because your income will be a byproduct of how many people you are inspiring every single day. The foundation is how you start building. The decision is what establishes your vibe to attract your tribe. Your leadership encourages your tribe to excel. Your income is just a byproduct of actually running your business like a business. You have got to remember these things, you guys. You have got to lay that solid foundation. Yes, baby. Oh my gosh, you guys, I made it through this training almost completely without my little one, like, coming in here and running amok. Anyway, the foundation is how you start building right there. Showing up on your social media, building those solid relationships, doing your personal development. Expect to fail, but take those experiences and allow them to educate you into what you can do differently, into how you can tweak your business so that you start seeing success, so that you are consistent, so that you're showing up every single day, even when it fucking sucks. You're showing up every single day. You've got to make that decision. You've got to get rid of those skeptic thoughts. You got to get rid of just making goals for the hell of it. You got to stop treating this like a hobby and hoping for success. You have got to build your business. You have to build your life. You've got to put yourself out there. Be vulnerable. Like, be empowered by those goals. Your leadership is going to encourage your tribe, and they're going to encourage them to do these things themselves. So show up for your team, even if you're only a team of one. Show up. Be courageous in that. And then if you're doing everything else, your income is just going to be is just literally going to be a byproduct of running your business like a business every freaking day. That's what's going to happen. So I am going to open this up for questions. Hey, Livy girl. I don't know if I have any questions coming in or not. Chat. I'm not seeing any messages, but if you want to send me a message or ask me questions, like, that's what I'm here for. I want to hear it. Yes, baby. You want to sit in my lap? Okay. I'm going to play a game. You're going to get on your Elmo phone? Okay, here you go. All right, you guys. If there are no questions, I won't keep this open. Olivia, you can't do that, baby. Or you can send me a private message on the team page if you want to do that as well. But anyway, oh, I'm seeing this. I know, she's a big girl now. Livy, who's on your shirt? Who's on your shirt? Look at your shirt. Who is that? You don't want to talk? Who is that? Darth Vader.
That's favorite.
Yeah, and his stormtroopers. Yeah. No, don't get my coffee mug. Anyway, you guys. So yes, hopefully this encouraged you. Hopefully this gave you some insight. Hopefully this opened your eyes to, if you want to see that income, you have got to lay that foundation. You've got to set yourself up for success and go courageously in that path. Like, go towards what sets your soul on fire. Like, do you want to stay home with your kids? Don't type. Sorry, you guys. If you start getting messages, it's because of her. If you want to see success, if you want to be home with your kids, if you want to bring your husband or wife home from work, if you want to pay off debt, if you want to do all these things and be healthy yourself so that you can be chasing your kids around, so that you can be going on vacations and not having to like sit the sideline. Like, what are you going to do? Are you going to allow those fears to hold you back? Or are you going to show the F up and just go for it? Make that decision. All right, you guys, I hope you have a wonderful night. If you have any questions, please send me a private message, put them on the team page. I will upload this video to YouTube so you can share it with your team. All right, you guys, I will see you next week for our next team call. Bye. Yeah.